The open seas have become a stage for growing tensions between the United States and China. As American warships patrol these vital international waters, they are often shadowed by Chinese surveillance vessels, a clear show of China's expanding naval reach. These encounters blend power, technology, and the fragile balance of international law, raising the constant risk of accidental conflict. But what really happens aboard U.S. ships during these tense moments? And how do these high-stakes encounters play out? Let's dive into what unfolds when a Chinese spy ship is detected following a U.S. Navy carrier group. Across the vast oceans, American warships, among the most advanced and powerful on Earth, regularly find themselves under the watchful eyes of Chinese vessels. These meetings are anything but routine. They combine sharp military awareness, cutting-edge systems, and precise adherence to maritime law. What seems like a simple passing at sea can quickly turn into a carefully choreographed standoff of nerves and strategy. When an unidentified ship appears on radar near a U.S. aircraft carrier, the crew moves instantly. The top priority: identify the vessel and determine its intentions. Using advanced radar and optical systems, they gather key data: size, speed, course, and behavior. This information shapes the crew's first tactical decisions. One of their primary tools is the ENP-1 phased array radar, capable of tracking multiple targets more than 100 nautical miles away. Alongside it, electro-optical and infrared sensors provide visual confirmation, even in poor visibility. Together, these systems give the Navy an unmatched view of their surroundings. As soon as the unknown vessel is detected, the communications team steps in. Using international maritime frequencies, they send a calm, professional message. This is a United States Navy vessel conducting routine operations in international waters. Please identify yourself and state your intentions. If the vessel is confirmed to be a Chinese spy ship, communication becomes even more crucial. The message remains measured and firm. Chinese vessel, this is the U.S. Navy carrier. We are conducting lawful operations in international waters. Please maintain a safe distance and avoid actions that could be considered hostile. These exchanges serve several vital purposes. They show that the U.S. Navy is alert and ready, clarify peaceful intentions, and open a direct line of communication to prevent misunderstandings. By staying professional and transparent, the Navy works to diffuse tension while maintaining authority over its operations. Every step follows strict naval protocol aimed at keeping peace and preventing escalation. Even amid growing tension, the mission remains the same: operate lawfully, maintain composure, and avoid confrontation. Communication barriers are reduced through multilingual proficiency, including Mandarin, ensuring clarity in every exchange. When unexpected situations arise, well-practiced procedures help the crew respond with discipline and precision, key to preventing confusion or mistakes during unpredictable encounters. While communication continues, the ship's sensor teams monitor the situation in real time. Radar specialists track every movement of the spy vessel, while electronic warfare experts analyze its radar emissions and radio signals. These electronic fingerprints reveal valuable intelligence about the ship's systems and capabilities. If necessary, the carrier can activate its powerful ASQ-32 electronic warfare suite, a system designed to detect, identify, and even jam enemy radar and communication. This gives the U.S. crew a full electronic map of their surroundings, making it harder for hostile forces to gather useful intelligence. To expand surveillance further, an E-2 Hawkeye early warning aircraft may be launched. Equipped with long-range radar, it can detect both air and surface contacts hundreds of miles away. The Hawkeye tracks multiple targets at once, giving the carrier's command center a detailed picture of potential threats and allies in the area. Real-time data from the Hawkeye is shared with fighter jets, destroyers, and intelligence teams aboard the carrier. Analysts study every signal, comparing it to known Chinese vessel profiles, searching for new equipment, unusual tactics, or signs of evolving technology. Every detail matters. It could reveal shifts in China's naval strategy or capabilities. The U.S. Navy constantly monitors potential changes in China's military capabilities through advanced surveillance and intelligence-gathering missions. While doing so, it operates strictly within international law, maintaining a careful balance between legitimate observation and actions that could escalate tensions. The Navy's goal remains clear: to safeguard its mission without crossing into provocation. Even with a Chinese spy ship nearby, U.S. carrier groups continue their regular duties, conducting freedom of navigation operations, joining multinational exercises, and patrolling international waters. Their steady presence sends a clear message. The U.S. Navy will not be intimidated or deterred from lawful operations. Still, the appearance of a spy ship often prompts subtle strategic adjustments. Sensitive missions, such as missile defense drills, might be delayed or relocated to prevent the Chinese vessel from collecting valuable intelligence. The Navy may also modify electronic emissions, applying strict control procedures to limit how much information can be intercepted. These small but deliberate changes ensure the U.S. completes its objectives while minimizing the intelligence value to foreign observers. This delicate balance reflects the Navy's discipline, achieving mission success under constant surveillance while controlling the flow of sensitive data. Adjustments are made quietly and effectively, protecting vital information without compromising operational goals. U.S. carriers rarely operate alone. In high-tension regions like the South China Sea, they are often accompanied by Allied naval vessels. These joint formations demand precise coordination and communication, especially when dealing with potential threats such as spy ships. During such multinational operations, the U.S. carrier usually serves as the flagship, organizing and directing the overall response. A strong example came in April 2024, when the USS Harper's Ferry coordinated with naval forces from the Philippines and France. Their joint presence complicated China's surveillance efforts and enhanced collective intelligence gathering. By dispersing across the area, Allied ships gathered data from multiple angles, creating a more complete picture of the spy ship's movements. This cooperation not only improves situational awareness but also showcases the strength and unity of the international alliance. The U.S. Navy's ability to seamlessly integrate with Allied fleets is a major advantage. Regular joint drills, such as the annual Balakatan exercises with the Philippines, ensure that all participating nations can coordinate effectively under pressure. These exercises simulate real-world challenges, improving readiness for situations where quick, unified decisions are critical. Such collaboration strengthens alliances and ensures a rapid, cohesive response when needed. Encounters between U.S. carriers and Chinese surveillance vessels take place under the framework of international maritime law, particularly the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS. This treaty defines maritime zones such as territorial waters, exclusive economic zones, EEZs, and the high seas, each with its own set of rights and freedoms. On the high seas, all nations enjoy freedom of navigation, overflight, and scientific research. Within this legal structure, both U.S. and Chinese vessels must operate responsibly, ensuring peace and stability in shared waters. UNCLOS also upholds the right of innocent passage, allowing all ships, including military ones, to transit through territorial waters and EEZs as long as they do not threaten a coastal nation's security or economic interests. The U.S. Navy's missions in the South China Sea are guided by this principle of freedom of navigation, cornerstone of international maritime law. However, rising tensions stem from China's expansive claims over nearly the entire sea, defined by its controversial 9-dash line. This claim overlaps with the EEZs of several neighboring nations, including the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei. The U.S. and its allies reject these excessive claims, emphasizing that international waters belong to all. Through carefully planned freedom of navigation operations, U.S. warships sail within 12 nautical miles of disputed areas to challenge China's unlawful assertions, while remaining fully compliant with international law. These operations are often shadowed by Chinese spy ships, reflecting the ongoing strategic rivalry in the Indo-Pacific. Although surveillance itself isn't illegal, it deepens mistrust and highlights the competition for dominance over key maritime routes and resources. In the end, every U.S. mission, whether gathering intelligence, conducting joint exercises, or asserting navigational rights, reinforces one principle: America's commitment to upholding international law and maintaining free and open seas, no matter who is watching. It's important to note that while the United States strongly supports the principles outlined in UNCLOS, it has never ratified the treaty due to domestic political reasons. Despite this, the U.S. follows many of its provisions as part of customary international law. This approach has created friction with countries that are official members of the convention, as the U.S. acts in line with it without being a signatory. Meanwhile, China has been rapidly modernizing its navy, expanding its fleet of surveillance vessels, submarines, destroyers, and aircraft carriers. One notable example is the Tianwang Jing, a surveillance ship designed to monitor U.S. naval movements, showcasing China's growing ability to project power and track foreign operations in the region. This buildup is part of a broader plan for China to become a world-class military power by 2049, marking the 100th anniversary of the People's Republic. To reach this goal, China has poured massive investments into modernizing its military, particularly its navy, to defend its claims in the South China Sea and